What is up, world? Welcome back, Charge the Game podcast, and I'll be the first to tell you guys that I saw this coming. This dilemma, Kelysey Mitchell, Caitlin Clark. The speculations have already started on how it's going to be some sort of maybe a sort of dilemma. Kelysey Mitchell has definitely shined this season for the most part, and we all know that she has become one of the biggest stars in Indiana. But we all know that Caitlin Clark, who has helped grow this league so much, mainly the main person and reason for the league's growth, she also plays alongside Kelysey Mitchell. Yes, she has been injured this season, but this article that has been released is trying to, put Kelysey Mitchell, in my opinion, over Caitlin Clark. And it makes me think, based off what I've been reading, I've watched Jason Whitlock. Is the league trying to somehow, some way make a pivot from Caitlin Clark? I mean, it's just a question, and we're going to have that discussion right here and right now. You guys see right here in the title, Indiana Fever facing troubling Kelysey Mitchell development amid Caitlin Clark's absence. It starts off, guys, by saying it will probably be safe to say at this point that the Indiana Fever would not be where they are right now had it not been for Kelysey Mitchell. As you guys know, they did suffer that blowout. I think Kelysey Mitchell only had about 13 points, if I remember correctly. But guys, all throughout this article is going to continue to put the emphasis on Kelysey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark being sidelined, as you guys see here, when she's on the court, Clark requires a lot of attention from opposing defenses. Without the former Rookie of the Year in the picture, the opposition is able to focus more on Indiana's other offensive weapons, with Mitchell in particular standing out. And we've seen this throughout the season, okay? Kelysey Mitchell is able to get her points off because it's more of an even distribution, right? Caitlin Clark is heavy ball centric, heavy ball dominant. She's been that way her whole basketball career for the most part, from what I've seen. And Kelysey does not require that much attention. She has that very explosive first step. Okay, she's a walking bucket. Few inconsistencies here and there, but let's be honest, not only did we see games where she just straight up saved the season, the Indiana Fever, along with Coach White's input, is kind of making it seem like this team can thrive without Caitlin Clark. Now, I don't necessarily believe that that is true. I understand that Carolyn Peck, who is the mentor to Coach White, went as far as saying that earlier this season that this team is better without Caitlin Clark, which erupted the internet, guys. A lot of people did not like to hear that, guys, but at the end of the day, all we can do is look at what we've been looking at right now. Caitlin Clark is a huge asset. Caitlin Clark is the reason that the ratings, the whole WNBA, has the proper recognition that it has. I also think that Caitlin Clark, when she does come back, she's going to have to become more of a equal distributor. And we know that she can make those passes. We know that she threads the needle. We know that she takes the logo shots. But that's a different style of play, a different style of offense that does not necessarily get everyone involved because she's such a big piece. She's such a dynamic player. Now, here's where the Fever are going to have trouble trying to understand both of their games and be able to bring it all together, which I've seen Caitlin Clark and Kelysey Mitchell play pretty good basketball together. I have. I mean, I do believe that the team at this point, they're following Kelysey Mitchell's lead, and it may be hard to convince others to stop following her lead and go back to Caitlin Clark's. You know what I'm saying, right? Like, it's going to be like, you know what, we were doing so good with Kelysey Mitchell, and now that Caitlin Clark is back, we may possibly now be back to the playing style that was really working, but not necessarily getting us, where we are now, right? Because we know that she made the playoffs her first, her rookie season. We know that Caitlin Clark is that much of a dynamic player. Again, Don't you guys think that I'm discrediting Caitlin Clark? I am just telling you guys that I can see where the dilemma is going to cause trouble if they aren't able to blend. I'm still not sold on Coach White like that either, guys. Don't get it misconstrued. I'm not really sold on her, but I'm going to give her flowers with where the Indiana Fever are right now at this point in the second round of the playoffs. We'll see what Game 3 looks like. It looks like, they made it further than what I expected. I had them completely missing the playoffs without Caitlin Clark, and to see them still standing upright, you got to give Kelysey Mitchell those flowers, especially because I think Clark only played about 13 games this season. And like I said, guys, this could be a locker room issue if they're not able to blend both of these players together. And, not saying that they don't work well together at all. I'm not saying that. But you guys have to think like an athlete. You guys have to see where the team is going and who the team is following. If Kelysey Mitchell has an off game like she did, it seemed like she was tired. It seemed like she was fatigued. She's been doing a lot of work. And who knows, next season she may not even look like this because she's putting in overtime, putting her body through a lot of stuff. And Kelysey Mitchell has a certain stoic pose, whatever you want to call it. She just knows how to keep her game face on and just play basketball. I think she's like a Kawhi Leonard in a sense where when healthy, not really vocal, but just leads with his playing style. This article goes on to say, nevertheless, Mitchell has answered the call. She had a tremendous campaign in the regular season, averaging a career high 20.2 points on 45.6% shooting, along with 1.8 rebounds, 3.4 assists, and 2.5 triples per game. Her strong play led to the former Ohio State standout being named an MVP finalist for the first time in her career. And that's a big deal, guys. I mean, you're getting that much attention to be considered an MVP finalist means that you have had you some sort of a great season. Now, I want you guys to pay attention to this one here where it says the Fever are obviously hoping to book their spot in the WNBA Finals, which will be a best-of-7 series. If Indiana hopes to win its first championship since 2012, then it will have to play a minimum of 6 more games in a maximum of 10 over the next 3 weeks. Now I'm going to ask you, what will this mean for Caitlin Clark if the Indiana Fever just get to the finals? Right? If they are able to just get to the finals, how do you guys think this will necessarily paint Caitlin Clark? What if they win the championship, which is, I don't think it's going to happen, but let's just say hypothetically that this did happen. What would this mean for Caitlin Clark? Will Caitlin Clark have to come back and pretty much fall in line, or will Caitlin Clark be the franchise piece? Will they trade one of these? Because that's going to be a tough pickle, man, in my opinion. Like, Caitlin Clark's my girl, straight up. I want to see Caitlin Clark not only be the face of the franchise, but I want to see her be the face of the league. I think that she represents it pretty well. I think she's done a great job with all the criticism, all of the hate, the jealousy. I feel like she's somewhat starting to get respect from her peers, and that they are starting to calm down and work together to build the WNBA. But I don't know, guys. I like both of these players, Kelysey Mitchell, Caitlin Clark. Hope to see them both working together collectively. And this is why this article was a standout to me, because it makes you think. I know it's been in the back of certain people's minds. It's certainly been in the back of minds when I see Kelysey Mitchell balling. I see Caitlin Clark on the sideline. I'm just like, it just makes you scratch your head. So what are your thoughts, guys? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know that there are a lot of fans who possibly will be split, but I'm hoping to see this thing come together, gel the right way for the foreseeable future. Let me know, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.